wrote for the first episode of Ain't Slade podcast. It's sort of inspired by that, and a couple of his input as well. And this is going to be the first live performance of it, I suppose. So without further ado, let's pass it around the table, and everyone can introduce themselves and their character, I suppose. Let's start with the infamous and famous Mike Mason.
Hello, I'm Mike Mason. I work at Cursium, and I spend all of my time making Call of Cthulhu books. And tonight I am playing Aldous Scrimshaw, a undertaker, and I am I'm like a stereotypical undertaker. Apparently, I'm humorless, very proper, and strong-willed. And I get the reading between the lines. I suffer no nonsense, and stare hard at those who would be improper and do something that I would consider bad, which I imagine is nearly everything.
Fair enough.
There you go.
So it's fantastic. And next to him is Mr. Spike, as I know him, or Mike. You want to introduce yourself and what you're getting up to and your character?
Sure. Yeah. I'm Mike Percival Maxwell. You can get me on the Good Friends Discord as Mr. Spike. A lot of people know me as that. And I'm playing Fielding T. Graves, the local gunslinger. And he's also a budding author and has a very exciting novel in the works, which is going to become a bestseller, 100% guaranteed. You can also hear me on the Old Ways podcast. We're playing horror on the Orient Express just now, so tune into that.
Excellent. And just below Spike is Rina. Do you want to introduce your character and what you've been up to?
Hey y'all, I'm Rina. You know me from most of these streams probably, but probably also from a ton of other things. You can find me on Twitter as snarky_Romulan. You can find me around the Discords as the inevitable Rina. My pronouns are she and they, so either is fine. You can find me on the Old Ways podcast with Mr. Spike up there on the Horror on the Orient Express. We're having a lot of fun, just got on the train. And you can also find me on most of our streams here. You'll find me on season 2 of Ain't Slade when we get that up and running. I've got an arc on the D&D podcast, The First Watch, coming out next month, and I just did an episode of The Two-Headed Serpent with How We Roll, GM'd by Scott. So I'm not sure if that one's on the main feed yet. I know it's on the Patreon. So there's probably a few things I'm forgetting, but you can find all the stuff that I'm doing on Twitter. I am pretty much everywhere right now. Someone please tell me when I need to sleep and breathe, because I no longer know how to do these things. And tonight I'm playing the Right Reverend Vic Bacchus. I am a woman of God, though that might be a bit questionable. I have been gambling and drinking and doing drugs my whole way across the West, searching for God, searching for answers, searching for truth, occasionally evangelizing, but I'm not really sure that I believe it myself. Pretty big woman, tall, about 6'3", which is a bit surprising, which is why no one likes to mess with me. And wearing typical reverend sort of black suit with a collar. Don't go in for none of your women's fripperies. Although I do go for women, if you know what I mean, and men. And just about anything else. So woman of God might be stretching it a bit, but maybe I'll find some faith out here in the West.
Fantastic. And next to Rina is, of course, Scott Dorward.
Oh, thank you. Yes. So, if people want to find me, you can, find me for a start at blasphemoustomes.com, which is the home of the Good Friends of Jackson Elias podcast, which I do with my good friends Paul Fricker and Matt Sanderson, where we talk about Call of Cthulhu, weird fiction, horror films, and other cool stuff. I have also done a lot of stuff with Ain't Slade before, and am a regular cast member on How We Roll. And tonight I'm playing Cecil Hogue, who is a drifter who works for Mr. Scrimshaw digging graves. He's a tall, unkempt-looking man with wild hair and badly mismatched stained clothes, and you probably smell him coming before you see him.
Fantastic. So we're going to be playing Bonebranch Creek tonight, or the Occurrence at Bonebranch Creek, as I reintroduced the game, so we weren't live before. It's going to be about a 2-hour scenario, just under, and it's set in the Old West in 1881. And so without further ado, I think we can just get stuck in, I suppose. So you are all together in a unlikely bunch as you push up towards a bridge near Cantaloupe in El Paso, Texas. It is 1881, July the 10th, and it has been raining heavily. A massive downpour during the night has left the Rio Grande, the river you're approaching, bursting at its seams. The bridge is a sort of steel box bridge, and it looks like it is rusted quite a lot in its time here. It's a fairly new bridge though, and it's only been here for about a year or so. And there's a sort of 10 miles per hour sign on it as you approach. The reason why you're at this bridge is you're all here to hang a man, a one Maxwell Posse. He is a gang member of the infamous Brock gang, and he is the only one you've managed to catch. You're led here by Gussie Sparkman, the local county sheriff, and he is the one that's sort of deputized you all to come to this sort of hanging. The hanging is supposed to be public to make a statement to the Brock gang that has been plaguing the area for some time. And so we're going to open up with you all on sort of Scrimshaw's wagon as you approach the sort of bridge. The sort of weather's getting nice now in the morning. It's sort of the sun's sort of baking the sort of sands, drying them out from the rains from the previous night. And you have this man, Maxwell Posey, sitting there in the middle of the wagon. He's sort of like mumbling to himself. He's wearing sort of like mud-caked clothing. And he's sort of like hands are bound in front of him. He's been searched thoroughly, and he's of no consequence. But Sparkman is he's not quite sure. He's got everything from good old Posse yet, and he's sort of like playing with a small figurine that he took off him earlier, and he's on the back of the wagon as well. You pull up to the bridge where you're supposed to be hanging him, and Gussie jumps down, and he just says to you, "Well, get him down and let's get this done. We don't have all day, and the longer we're here, the longer the posse's gang might catch up with them. You got to keep an eye out for them, or it's gonna be difficult to keep them off before this is done. So I want to be out here not too long. You understand?" And let's start with Cecil. What would you like to do?
Well, I guess I'll get a shovel out of the back. Oh, sorry, get a shovel out of the back of the truck, jump down, and just stand there leaning on it, watching, getting the measure of the man, trying to figure out how big a hole I'm going to have to dig.
Well, he's sort of he's probably about a 5'5", but he's probably quite a skinny man, so it's probably going to be quite an easy job for you, Cecil, to dig a hole for this one. He's sort of
good. I like it when they're small. Yeah.
Yeah, he sort of looks at you, and the sort of Maxwell Posse, the man to be hung, he sort of looks at you, and he just says to you, "You have no idea, do you, how good you got it? No idea at all." And then he just spits on your face.
Oh, I'll just let it run down. It's making a nice little clean spot there.
Sparkman just says, get him down. Let's get him to the middle of the bridge. Come on, let's go. Feeling? What you up to?
I'll hop off. Is there anybody else here other than us?
It seems to be empty so far. It's quite early in the morning. It's about 7 a.m. The sun is just sort of getting into the sky, and as I say, it's drying out the lands. It's mostly scrub bushes that are around, apart from this bridge that reaches across the Rio Grande. It's about a 50-yard span across, and it's an old rickety railway bridge. Well, it's not that old, but it's quite rusty through. It looks like it's been made poorly. So, go on.
I climb down from the front, and I will go and fetch the rope, and then I will look to see who's going to perform the actual hanging, because it ain't me. And if nobody comes forward, I will hand it to Hogue and Graves. Say, there you go.
You reckon this is a good hanging bridge, boss? I don't know. I never hanged a man from a bridge before. You reckon this is a good bridge for it? I don't know. It looks like the kind of thing that'll break if you hang a man from it.
Okay.
Looks as good as any.
Fielding swaggers up and says, "Well, let's just see what we got here." And strolls over and kind of thumps the bridge with the heel of his boot.
Sure, there's a sounding noise, and it sounds quite sturdy. The surface is rusted, but it seems like it's not too bad. You can give me a mechanical repair roll, or you can give me a spot hidden hard, please.
Let's just see. Mechanical repair doesn't exist in my vocabulary. So spot hidden. Right, I've got a 45 spot hidden, and that's just a fail.
Okay, sure. The only thing you can see that seems wrong with the bridge is there seems to be a kink in the rail. It's called a sun kiss, as the rail sort of is expanded in the heat of the day, and it looks like it's got a small sort of wave in it. Other than that, the bridge is a nice box-shaped trestle bridge, and it's drying out as the sort of the rain bleeds from its sort of rusted surfaces. The raging river below, though, is quite loud, so it seems like it's sort of churning water below. And go on, sir.
Oh, the Reverend Bacchus has been asleep in the back of the wagon with her dusty black hat just sort of over her face to hide the fact that she is very hungover. So when Fielding jumps out onto the bridge and makes a racket, she just sort of sits up, claps her hat on her head, slips off the back, reaches, like, searching in all her pockets for, where the fuck, god damn it, pulls out a very brand new looking Bible. Like, well, where the fuck is this guy was supposed to be? Is it eulogized? No, not eulogy when it's a hanging. Don't know what to call it. Last rites, that's a Catholic thing. We don't go with them papists. Good Baptist folk. Whatever, let's just get on with it. I got places to be.
And good morning to you, Reverend.
Morning, Mr. Scrimshaw. Tip of the hat. Just sort of swaying a little bit.
Sparkman just looks at you and says, Bacchus, you are just here to take the last rites and the last words of this man, so we have record of it. Can you be sober enough to do that?
I think I can do that.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Good.
I swear to drunk I'm not God.
Rat. I'm sure that's correct. And he just he looks at the guy in the back of the wagon again and says, get him down and get him on the bridge. Jesus Christ.
That's blasphemy, son. That's blasphemy.
I apologize, Reverend.
God fucking damn it. Blasphemers at a funeral.
Come on, Hogue. Don't stand there leaning on that shovel. Get the man down. You heard him.
I'll shout up. Come on, you.
That rope ain't going to attach itself, Fielding. Come on. We're here all day. I've got other things to do.
The man in the back of the wagon starts sort of like monologuing at you and trying to like move away from you to grab him. He just says, "It doesn't matter if I die here or not. He is coming. Brock is coming for me. He's giving me everything he needs, and you'll taste what you sow here.
I hit him on the head with my Bible. That son is blasphemy. The only one coming back is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And last time I checked, your Brock man was not named Jesus Christ. I won't be having none of that blasphemy, son. You'll be going to hell anyway. You don't want to go all the way down. That's right.
Why don't you just come here, mister? Come here. I mean, you say it doesn't matter if you live or die. Just come here then, mister. Stop getting away from me. You're making this hard.
He looks like wild-eyed at you, and he tries to kick you as you sort of approach him, as he stands on the back of the wagon.
Well, I mean, then that makes it look like it does matter if you live or die. I don't understand you, mister.
I don't want to die, but I'll die for this cause.
All right, then, get down.
Well, come on, then. Let's get you dead.
That's it. Give me a persuade roll to see if that sort of gets in. And so decides to die.
I pull my gun and spin it with a kind of a flourish, and just point it right at him and says, "You all come down now. Come on."
Okay. So that'll work instead of a persuade roll, sure. He jumps off the wagon and he just looks at you all, and he turns to Scrimshaw and says, "You know that we'll come back for you. You know that not everyone stays dead. You're an undertaker, aren't you? You know, you've seen people do miracles when they die."
The only miracle is the fact that you're not yet in hell, young man.
Well, we'll see if I get there at all. And he sort of starts to stroll onto the bridge.
Don't listen to him, Mr. Scrimshaw. I dig those graves nice and deep. They don't come back up out of them. I dig them deep.
Yes, indeed. They don't come back.
Jesus came back out of a rock, if you believe what this says.
Well, that's because I didn't bury him. If I buried him, he would have stayed down there.
Nice.
It's an interesting proposition.
Maxwell Potty is like walking ahead of you, and as you see, turns over his shoulder and looks at you all, sort of like arguing and talking among yourself. He sort of picks up the pace and makes a break for it across the bridge.
I shoot him.
Okay. Give me a shot.
And that just ends the scenario. Good night.
All right.
I'll aim for his legs.
All right.
I'm gonna hang him properly, but there's no point running after a guy. I've got a gun in my hand.
Femur miss.
Indeed.
Hey, where do you think you're going? That's a 98.
Oh, nice.
Apparently, wherever he wants.
Yeah. Shot rings out.
The shot wings wide and just hits off the trestled sort of bridge with a large dong noise.
That was a warning.
Okay, give me an intimidate roll for that then, I guess.
Yeah, all right then.
As he sort of ducks and sort of staggers slightly.
You can die quick or you can die slow. Your choice.
God fucking damn it, Fielding. Have some respect. My head is killing me. Fuck.
No, that is not a successful intimidate roll.
Okay, he sort of starts to scramble back to his feet. Does anyone else want to do anything?
I'm going to ask. Sorry. Oh, sorry. No, you carry on, Mike.
Carry on.
No, I'll ask Sparkman. Mr. Sparkman, sir. If that man gets shot, do we still get paid?
He just looks at you. No, you don't get paid. He's to be hung, so everyone can see him and then buried. Get after
but we're
him.
getting paid for that.
I want to shout in a very commanding voice. Stop.
Okay.
And I'll make an intimidate roll, I guess, if you like.
Sounds good.
And I completely fail that. The wind, tumbleweeds blow as I'm standing there. Stop, tumbleweeds. And we just carry on running.
Sparkman starts to run after him.
So can I try and shoot him in the knee?
Yeah, you can shoot him in the back of the
Try. Well, I've got a gun. And I got Jesus. If Jesus
I'm gonna
wants him to die,
hype a lot if she's
just-
getting the gun
there
out.
is a time to be born and a time to die, she says as she pulls out her gun. There is a time to run away and a time to be shot in the knee. Thus saith the Lord. Ooh, 29 under 40.
Okay, yep. You see his sort of leg buckle as his leg explodes in a spurt of blood, and he goes down screaming as he sort of like tries to drag himself across the bridge. Sparkman doesn't seem too impressed. He's like, Jesus Christ!
Yes, he was with me today. Not always is, but today. I stopped him for you in the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus, I stopped him for you.
He shakes his
Can
head.
I stride over to where he lies?
Yeah.
And my intention is to grab him by the scruff of the neck and just drag him back to where we are.
Okay, you drag him back off the bridge. Yeah, so he's sort of spitting and swearing at you, Scrimshaw, as you sort of like drag him.
I'm completely stoic. So I'm just completely ignoring him and just drag him to the front, to the bottom of Graves and Hoag's feet and say, "There you go."
Oh, does he look all right there, Mr. Scrimshaw? I wouldn't want him to bleed out before we get a chance to kill him.
Well, we better hang him now then.
Yeah.
Let's get on with it.
I'm going to kneel down next to him and say, now, I'm sorry I had to do that to you, son, but you were trying to evade your lawful execution, and we can't have that. It's against the law of the Lord, but here you go. And I'm going to put a drop of laudanum on his on his tongue from my little stash. Like,
Okay.
make that feel a little better before you go to meet the devil, because I can promise you, you're not going to meet Jesus. I don't know if we're any of us going to meet Jesus, but you're definitely going to meet the devil.
Yeah, he spits it back in your face and he just screams, "I am divine."
I thought your name was Maxwell.
Both Scrimshaw and Bacchus, you can both give me medicine rolls because you've sort of been close to him.
You ain't looked in a mirror recently, have you, boy? Unless you think you're divine.
I rolled 0-9 on a 10, so I just made it.
Nice. Okay. Look at him, and he looks very feverish. He has had his leg almost blown off though, so maybe that doesn't strike you as too weird about him. But he's like warm to the touch, very like hot. He's got a burning fever, and he has several clusters of boils and skin polyps around his face and neck, as you sort of like drag him out as well. He seems to he sort of he simmers down a little bit, and Sparkman just says, "Right, get him to the bridge. I'm sure he's still holding out on us as well. If you can find out any more information about the Brock gang and what happened to you, I think you should probably get out of him with your current tactics. I suppose that might work." And he sort of looks at this like small little soap stone figure he's holding, and he just he tosses it to Fieldings, and he says, "And ask him about them as well. They were found on him when he got brought in." And he says, I don't want anything more to do with you people. Just take him to the middle of the bridge, and I'm staying here."
I'll catch this little figurine, and what does it look like?
It's a small figurine of, it looks like a long sort of inch wide, 2 inches long column that's been carved into. It looks like some sort of wasp or hornet with almost like a overly large head with more than one set of pincers on it. It's very thin and fragile. You could probably snap it if you put any pressure on it.
What you got here then? Maxwell? What's this? What's this? The little what's this? A hornet or a wasp?
He just looks at it and says, "It's a token of faith. Do you not know anything?"
I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Faith of what?
My faith. The faith of, well, the down and outs and the unwashed that you call us, I suppose.
Hey, Cecil, you are unwashed. You know anything about these?
Is that a wasp?
Something like that.
I don't. Never done worship a wasp.
He's cracked up.
Yeah. He sort of like just looks at you and starts laughing and then whistling a sort of tuneless whistle. He just says, "You'll never commune with a god such as mine. You'll never understand. It was here in this very spot. That's why I'm laughing. We massacred many, many people here."
And what? And so what?
Well, I guess I'm going to be the next one that dies for my god in the same spot. I just find it ironic. That's all.
Well,
Enough talking, more hanging.
Okay.
Get this rope.
Yeah. While this is going on, Cecil is trying his damnedest to tie a proper noose. It is not going well.
Hey, Gussie, you say he's got more of these?
He sort of puts his hand in his pocket and pulls out a handful of them and says, "Yeah, they had a couple of them on them."
Oh, well, you won't miss this one then, will you? Just drop it on the floor and crunch it under the heel of my boot.
He looks concerned and says, "My God, you people, can you hang him already? Jesus Christ."
Give
Reverend,
me 5 minutes.
the Reverend adjusts her hat collar and draws herself up to her full height, and seems like she sort of just pushed her hangover away and opens her Bible up. "Are you ready, son?"
He just looks up at you and just nods very slowly and says, "Well, I suppose so." And he sort of stands on his sort of one good leg and starts hobbling up to the middle of the bridge.
"Don't worry, you won't be needing two knees where you're going.
Where you're going, you won't need knees.
Would you like to make your last confession?"
He sort of turns around and looks at you all and just says, "You'll never understand what it is like to be lost in this world, to be the dirt ground beneath the boots of those with means and left in the sun to broil. Brock showed me the respect and he gave me everything. He is coming, and you will embrace me."
You sure do talk a lot for a dead man.
And I just starts whistling again as he just waits for you to hang him. He sort of holds his arms out to the side, says, "Oh, sorry, his hand's bound." So he just hands it in front of him and just says, "I'm bored of your talk. Come on, let's get this done."
"Our Father who art in heaven." And just start going through the whole Lord's Prayer.
Apply the heel of my boot to his backside and push him off the bridge.
I'm assuming you got the rope round his neck first.
Right,
I'm still trying to sort out the rope. I've tied something that looks like a cross between a slip knot and a really ugly granny knot, but yeah, it's maybe going to work.
Well, Old West has rope use skill, so let's get a rope use roll from you. Let's see how this goes. See how ugly your knots are.
I feel like you're gonna have to rename this scenario to a fuck up.
Okay. Yeah, let's see how it goes. That is a 79 out of 45. This is not a good
Excellent. It's looking a bit tangled. It's looking a bit weird, but it goes up and down. It seems fine, and yeah, I mean, Posey looks at it and he just he shakes his head again and says, "My God, you people disgust me." And if you want to put it on his neck and kick him off, that's up to his feeling.
So you sure you've done one of these hangman's knots before? I ain't never seen one like that. It loops around half a dozen times and back again.
Oh yeah. Trade secret, mister. Trade secret. Yeah.
All right, then.
Is it the Chicago way?
Well, here, let's see if you can fly, Maxwell. Boot him off the bridge.
Boot him off the bridge. Okay, let's have a go. All right, Cecil's knot is pretty good, and it holds, but it wasn't really that good for the means of what you're doing. Instead of hanging and breaking his neck, he is now strangling to death underneath the bridge as he swings. And you're just all sort of waiting for him to die as he sort of like his tongue sticks out and it goes purple as he sort of tries to say something.
At least it didn't come undone this time.
What the head?
Yeah, can you all give me spot hiddens as well, please?
That is a 10
chance.
under
No
60.
That's
So
a hard.
that's an extreme for me.
Okay.
Oh, I only got a
Nowhere
hard.
near.
You beat me, definitely.
Okay, fair. Okay, well, Bacchus and Scrimshaw, you definitely see on the west side of the bridge, the far side, you see three figures approaching on horses. You see one of them ride onto the bridge, and the other two dismount. And Bacchus, because you got the extreme, you see them take positions and draw guns in the shrubs as they try to hide in the undergrowth. The man on the back of the horse slowly picks his way across the rail bridge, and he's wearing a long trench coat and a sort of like a 10-gallon hat. His horse is a sort of a dappled grey. He stops a few yards away from the group, and he just says, "I'm here for posse, dead or alive. Give them to me."
I'm guessing we all become aware of him at this stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we recognize this guy?
Nope, not at all.
Well, who might you be, mister?
My name's Bob. Call him Bob. And I want Maxwell Posse.
Well, I think we just killed him, mister.
You killed him? He sort of looks over the side. He's sort of still strangling.
It's a work in progress.
Man been tried and found guilty. Hanging him by his neck until he's dead, however long that takes.
He sort of looks at you and says, "Don't matter to me. I want his body. Get him up here. Give him to me."
And who might you be that you think you can just come over here and take his body from the law enforcement here?
Call him Bob. I'm not sure anymore, but I was once a Texas Ranger. So you do as I say now, boy.
You got a warrant?
I want his body.
Can't do that. As my hand hovers by my gun. You ain't got no legal right to his body. We can't give it up to you. You best just turn around and mosey on out of here.
Yeah,
you
I'd seen people touching guns. So Cecil is just backing slowly back towards the wagon.
He looks at all of you and just says, "Who's in charge here?"
Point back at the sheriff.
Yeah.
And as you do, you just see him. The sheriff just he's like holding one of these figures, and he just looks down the river, and he mounts up on his horse and just heads out down the side of the river.
Where the hell is he going?
I don't care. I want the body.
You're gonna have to come and take it.
He sort of moves forward with the horse slightly, and he sort of like bumps the horse into you.
Oh, he's right up against me, is he? I thought he was like yards away.
Well, he's moving forward.
Right.
You'll do that.
You just turn on around here. I don't want to have to make you, if you know what I'm saying.
Go on.
Now, son, we're doing the Lord's work here, and you shouldn't be interfering in the Lord's work.
I see. He sort of looks behind him and he just makes a sort of like a signal with his hand, and you see the sort of movement within the undergrowth. And he says again, "Last chance. Give me the body. Haul him up. I just want it. You don't need it."
Mr. Scrimshaw, sir, do you reckon that if they take the body, we still get paid?
Well, I'm here to pronounce the body dead, and I can't do that until the body's dead.
I'll shoot him.
Okay, you're shooting Posy just to be sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shooting him in the head.
As if he's still twitching on the end of the rope, I'm like, fuck this for a game of soldiers.
Yeah. Okay. So you shoot him in the head, and he just he goes limp and starts twitching. And the guy on the horse, the horse like staggers back slightly from the sort of dances away from the shot, and he just says, "Is he dead now? Can I have the body?"
Well, we was hired to do a job here. I guess the job's done. The sheriff seems to have made himself scarce, so hell, let's put the gun away. Makes no odds to me.
Mr. Graves, Mr. Graves, sir, we was hired to bury the body too.
Yeah, that's true. We were hired to bury the body. Who's going to pay us? You pay his fee. You can do what you like with the body. Till that fee's paid, that body's mine.
Mr. Scrimshaw has a very good point here, Mr. Bob.
He sort of looks at you and says, "Your last county sheriff was a little bit more respectful of the law. He died here in the massacre. That new guy, Spock, he doesn't know what he's talking about."
Well, now, what if you let these here fine gentlemen bury the body, and then you dig him back up, and you can take him with you? Because then they get paid for burying the body, and you can still take it with you.
Or you can just pay us up front.
Can I get a...
And we don't have, and there's no graves need to be dug. You can just take the body away, but you owe me the silver for the grave. Or Mr. Hogue here will have no food tonight for supper.
Oh dear. Barbara looks down at you and he just says, "You have no idea what he is. You are best."
It doesn't matter.
He did.
It doesn't matter. We don't care. We just, you want the body, you pay the fee. You can take the body. No one's got a problem with
How
you
much?
taking the body now.
How much?
$20.
I'll just be quiet. That's a lot more than I was about to ask for.
Yeah. It's looking cold in the eye. $20 is yours.
I don't have $20. I don't have $2.
Mr. Graves, there ain't that many dollars in the world.
Cecil, I'm dealing with the negotiations here. Well, what you got then? You ain't got $2. What you got to offer? I'll take your horse.
He pulls out his walker and clicks back the hammer and points it at you. "I got this."
Listen, mister, you come up here, you say you're a ranger, you ain't got no identification, you ain't wearing a badge, you ain't got no warrant for the man, you say you're going to take him away?
Yeah. What of it?
Well, you don't act like a ranger.
Well, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Posse's dangerous, and you're going to have to give me his body.
While his attention is on Graves, is there a chance I could pull my derringer without him seeing, so I could just basically point it at his head and then,
Yeah, definitely, sure. I'll probably use a sleight of hand for that, probably.
Great, because that's just a skill I want to run. Yeah, because I got plenty in that one. Oh yes, that's it's like a stealthy kind of giant potato making a really loud noise.
I'm guessing you don't want to push that roll.
Yeah, I'm going to push it because what the hell?
Okay. Why not?
I start and maybe I start to pull, and he just kind of looks me at the corner of the eye, and I just stop and take a breath, and he looks back at Graves, and I try again with a failure.
Fair. He sort of sees you pull the gun, and he switches targets to you.
And I shoot him.
Okay.
Yes, it worked.
Teamwork.
Fair enough. Yeah. You get two advantages. He's on a large target horse, and you're point blank. So I'll give you 2 advantage to shoot.
Oh, okay then. Wow.
Please kill him in one go.
Don't fuck this up.
Okay, well, my best is a hit. It's not, not anything special, but it's a hit.
Give us your damage then.
Damage from my Winchester.
Could you not spend all your luck to make an extreme and do a lot of more damage, please?
It's up to you if you want to.
Let me just see, how much luck would I need to spend?
I think Mike is saying he wants to survive beyond the 40-minute mark of this scenario.
Well, let me just say, I mean, there's no point having odds. This is a 10, 12. How much do I need to spend to make that an extreme success?
So what's your score?
I need to spend 35 luck to make that an extreme.
That's all right. That's not too bad at all.
I can do that. I'll leave you with 10 luck.
You won't need any more luck in this game. That's you know.
The GM's never going to ask for group luck rolls.
I know who's rolling it. Oh, then yes, I'll spend a shitload of luck to make that.
All right.
Why not?
So on brand for this show.
All right, fair enough.
And I'm dead.
Fielding, would you like to roll damage? I guess it's probably going to kill him anyway, just in your base, right?
It's 2d6 plus 3 plus.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can just tell, like he's probably dead, very dead. You can describe how he's dead.
Yeah, I do. Well, I rolled 2 5s on 2d6 anyway.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as his attention is distracted by Aldous attempting to surreptitiously get his little derringer out, lightning quick, my hand whips the gun from the holster and shoots him through the throat. Bullet exits out the back of his throat. Gurgle comes out of his mouth, blood belching out of his mouth, and he just slumps down onto the horse and rolls off it and lands on the ground.
Some of that blood probably hits Aldous in the face.
And possibly the horse is spooked by this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's very spooked. I'm going to need either animal handling rolls to try and calm it down, or you're going to have to get out of its way. Basically, just giving a dex roll to sort of jump backwards, sort of like try and get around it as it sort of panics.
I think I'm going to try and make an animal handling roll.
Oh, fancy!
Whoa there. It's all right.
Is your animal handling better than your dex?
I just don't know. It's a 93.
Hey!
I'm going to push it. I'm going to push this.
What are you offering?
So I kind of hold my hands up. I realize I'm still holding my gun, the holster my gun.
Okay.
I'm going to grab the reins and try and get the horse under control.
Okay, so you grab the reins of the horse, and it looks like it's got fear in its
I might
eyes.
even jump up onto it to try and rein it under control. In fact,
I feel like I've started some downward spiral, unfortunately.
Oh no, that's a fail.
It's all going so well.
Oh, that's a fail.
I'm using the wrong dice.
Oh.
Give me a strength roll.
Mr. Graves.
A strength roll.
Yeah, give me a strength roll. It's basically going to try and turn round, and basically you need to hold onto the reins as it sort of swings you over the side of the bridge.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Okay. You sort of hold on tight, and it sort of spins you around as it totters backwards. And everyone else needs to give me a dex roll to get out of the way of this mess.
No.
No. Okay.
Can I try an animal handling roll to calm
You can't.
down?
It did Cecil, absolutely.
Yeah.
I passed with a 14 under 50.
Okay, Scrimshaw goes down, and you're going to take a point of damage as you sort of like get knocked around by the horse, and you sort of twist your ankle in the sort of tracks of the rails on the bridge, and
Yeah.
Bacchus has
And-
taken the way of the drunken master and just sort of ducks and weaves like out of the way.
And having decided not to get out of the way, Cecil jumps in there, tries to calm the horse down, and gets 52 on his animal handling of 30.
Fantastic. Would you like to push that roll?
Push the roll.
I would.
Excellent. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, this horse is obviously spooked, so it's going to need my respect. Well, rather, it needs to respect me. So I'm going to get my trusty stick and I'm going to whip it across the side because nothing's going to calm it down faster than that.
Excellent. Okay, that sounds great to me.
Oh god.
Give it a roll.
And that is 79 out of 30 this time.
Fantastic. Okay, so Cecil, you're going to actually get stepped on as it moves backwards, a little bit worse than Scrimshaw. So you're going to take probably D4 damage.
TPK by a horse.
You sort of stood on by a horse. Take 3 damage as your foot just gets crushed.
Ow.
And from the other side of the bank, his 2 compatriots start to open fire. They sort of wing shots off of the side of the bridge as they sort of look at you, killing their friend. Aldous.
Are you sure? Are you sure they're doing that? They're not standing there laughing.
Well,
I think they're trying to put the horse down before it kills them too.
it's more disbelief at this point than anything else. So what would you like to do? They've got pistols and they're quite far away. They're about 30 yards away on the other side of the bridge, on the west side. You came on from the east, so you can either fire back or what would you like to do here? But they're going to make some rolls to try and hit you.
Well, I'm going to dive onto the back of the truck and grab my rifle, which is probably going to mean I take all round doing that, I imagine. But that's my plan.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
Am I still hanging over the side of the bridge, holding onto the reins of this horse?
Yes, that's where we left you.
I'm going to duck for cover behind the wagon.
Okay, so you're both going to the end of the bridge. You're going back to the east side. So both of you can give me spot hiddens or listen rolls, depending on what you want to do.
I think my spot hidden is better. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a extreme spot hidden this time.
Oh, fancy. Okay. Scrimshaw, did you get
hard
one
for me?
Okay, excellent. Scrimshaw, you see what looks like a train coming down the track towards the bridge. It seems to be going pretty fast, and you can see a guy hanging out the side of it, and he seems to be screaming something, but you can't really make it out over the gunfire. As he sort of coming at you. Bacchus, you see pretty much the same thing. And you see that this seems to be a freight train. It seems to have loads of logs and what looks like maybe cages or like carts full of cows or cattle as well. So it's a nice big freight train that's coming towards you on the bridge. Back to fielding. Oh, go on.
Sorry, before I forget, can I just check? Is the wagon and the horses pointing in the direction of the train or away from the train?
I'm going to say, yeah, so it's pointing towards the bridge, so away from the train. So they can't see the train yet. But
the wagon isn't actually on the track, or it is on the track?
That'd be really silly to put it on the track. But
I'll
leave that to Cecil, since it was Cecil that was driving, I suppose.
Shall I make an intelligence roll for?
Sure, that sounds good to me.
No.
Mike, why do you ask the GM these things?
I'm just trying to outrun the train. That's why.
That is a hard success for Cecil.
Oh, good. So is that off the track then? Yeah, I'm guessing.
Is that off the track?
So yeah, you see he's parked it up at the side of the track. Now you've got a extreme success as well, Scrimshaw. So I'm going to say you actually see where the Sparkman goes. He is heading down the side of the river, and you can see him riding hard towards a small. It looks like a small area that's been cleared, and it looks like there's a sort of large cairn nearby, and small stones laid out in front of it. Looking at it, you probably think it's a graveyard. Okay.
I'm more interested in people shooting at us and trains coming. So
are you
okay.
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not. But, my character.
Okay, sounds good to me. Cecil and Fielding. Fielding,
Yes.
you're having a hard time already. A train's probably not going to help you.
God damn it!
Do you want to bring it into the? Do you want to try to like coax the horse to pull you back up, or are you just going to climb up it?
Yes. Help!
I think having worked out that this horse is completely unmanageable, I'm just going to try to help Graves get up. So
Okay.
I'm going to grab hold of the reins as well and just try to pull him up.
Sure.
So you're trying to keep Graeme out of one.
Yes.
Graves, you can get pulled up by Cecil. Cecil, just give me a strength roll, I guess, to pull Fielding up.
I'll grab hold of his arm as he's reaching out for him.
Literally playing to my strengths.
Yeah. Sounds good.
And that is a success.
Excellent. Okay, do you want to describe how you pull them up and what happens to the horse?
So yeah, putting myself in between the horse and the edge of the bridge, I'll just sort of elbow in there, grab hold of the reins, and just throw myself backwards, just jerking the reins up and pulling Graves over the edge, floundering on the rails like a fish.
Sorry, Scott. I've just got visions of the last time you tried to direct a horse and wagon in a game we played together. That didn't end well either.
No. You didn't, did it? This is going better.
This is better, is it? Jesus Christ. All right. Okay, so the two on the other side of the bridge, on the west side, they're going to make some shots into you and the horse. So let's see how they get on. Let's see the first one. 47, so that's a miss. Second one. Is he 39? So that's another miss. So you're doing well just now as they sort of wing shots off you. You can both give me listen rolls to see if you can hear the train coming.
The chat is going to be more upset if the horse dies than if all of us together die.
That's probably true.
No, I don't hear a train.
Okay,
yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Mr. Graves, there's a train coming.
What? God damn! Where? Which way?
Just waves wildly all over the place.
On the east side of the river, the train is.
Yeah, I mean, Cecil just doesn't have a clue. There's a train. He heard a train. He doesn't know where it's coming from. The best guess he has at the moment is it's on the tracks. Apart from that, everything else is negotiable.
Sounds good
Get
to
off
me.
the goddamn tracks, then, Cecil. Come on, horse! You stupid, dumb animal.
Okay, let's roll for the horse. It's pretty frightened, so it's probably going to attack you. It got an 18-9, so you're fine. It probably tries to bite at Cecil as he sort of tries to grab Fielding off its reins, but it's not doing too well at all. But it's pretty angry, and it's going to basically just go for you, sort of stamping at you and biting at you, snorting at you. It's all going to need I'm going to give it a dex roll because the bridge might fall on the bridge. So 48, I think that's fine for the animal. So back on the East Bank, Scrimshaw and Bacchus, you have got your rifles, and you know the train's coming, and you see Graves be saved by Cecil. What would you like to do?
I just want to shoot at the people shooting at us.
Fantastic, yeah, go for it.
I think that's my main priority. I mean, train's coming, but I can't stop a train with a bullet, or can I? But I'm going to try. I'm going to shoot the people that are shooting at us. I think that's number one priority.
Sounds good
so
to
I'm
me.
going to
give me a shot.
Unleash my rifle with I'm going to spend luck. I'm going to spend 20 points of luck to make it success.
Wow. Okay. Nice. Okay. Do you want to give me the damage roll for that then, please?
I will. It is one. Oh, I need. Oh, crikey! 1d8. It's not even a 2d6. 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, one guy sort of screams and goes down, but he sort of scrambles behind the bush and retrieves his own pistol. And what is Barkus doing? As you see Scrimshaw ace one of them, or hit one anyway. Vic. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, my unmute button was stuck.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right.
The Reverend is too far away to shoot at anything at the moment, I think, because I don't think anything is 10 feet away. So she's taking a swig out of her flask, which definitely does not contain water.
Okay.
And she's saying a prayer and holding her pistol, like, and then looking at the train, like, do I think I can jump across the tracks in time and let the train hide me from these guys? I don't know.
Yeah, you could probably do that, but it'll be probably a dex roll. And can I get a luck roll from a group luck roll from you two, Scrimshaw and Bacchus as well, please?
At least it's not.
You want 2 luck rolls, then one for each of the 2 groups, kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much, because you're kind of split a little bit. So,
Yeah, okay. So I'm currently on 40. I made the luck roll.
Oh wow! Okay. The wagon doesn't bolt and it doesn't try and run you over or anything. The horses seem quite happy with the noise of the train as it sort of comes barreling towards you. Yeah. So let's get a save for the Cecil and for fielding as well, please.
My best chance for survival at this stage is to push Graves off the bridge.
Yeah. Okay. So with my 10 luck. No.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. This horse starts getting panicked. And
I'm just going to shoot the fucking horse. Oh shit!
Beat it with a shovel, then shoot it. That's the only way to handle it. Apparently,
we're professionals.
The chat is now going to turn against you.
I know they are. I'm not really going to shoot the horse.
The only reason I'm not shooting the fucking horse is I don't have my gun on me.
So, the two over the other side are going to be taking shots unless you're going to shoot at them instead. So, Fielding or Cecil, if you want to shoot back at them.
I'm definitely going to shoot at them. Can I just check with you? So, which side of the bridge are we on just now?
You approach from the east side. You two are in the middle of the bridge. You lucky guys. And Scrimshaw and Bacchus are at the east side. The people shooting at you are on the west side.
Are on the west side, and the train's coming from the way we came from the east side.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, I am. I guess I don't have my rifle on me because I'm halfway across the bridge. So I'm just going to take my gun and I'm just going to walk towards the guys that are shooting at us, and I'm just going to shoot at them.
Brave. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Give me a
stupid.
Give me a roll.
Okay. Do you want a penalty die or anything like that? Are they in cover?
It'll be hard to hit because it's just
hard to hit. Right. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, for fuck's sake! These dice are going in the bin. That's a 97.
You want to spend some luck? Or...
I don't have enough luck. Actually, I can't try and push that as combat roll.
No, it's combat, I'm afraid. Yep. So you miss, and the guy sort of looks at you and swears. You hear him slightly in the distance, and he's going to try and shoot you, and he misses just by 1. Okay, so he sort of like wings a shot. Actually,
the gun in front of me.
Let's just see if
invulnerable.
Well,
let's just see if he hits the horse. No, he misses. No, it's fine. Go on, Cecil.
Well, this is going on. I am running back for the wagon because I know that Graves left his rifle back there, and I know how to use a rifle.
Sounds good. Right, so you turn round and you see a train barreling down at you. So I want a dex roll to see if you can beat it back to that side of the actual bridge.
You're running towards the train.
Yeah. Towards the train.
Oh, that is a hard success.
Wow. Okay. Do you want to describe Cecil as he dives for the sort of flank?
So I mean, Cecil basically starts running, looks up, sees how close the train is, and then just does the only thing he can, which is close his eyes so he can't see the train, and just carries on running towards it. And then, as soon as he feels the ground change under his feet, he dives to one side. the side where the wagon is.
Nice. Scrimshaw, you see Cecil dive heroically just past the train as it sort of whips by you and Bacchus. And Fielding and a horse are going to have a very bad day. What would you like to do, Fielding?
If the train's coming behind me, how far have I got to go to get to the other side of the bridge?
I'm going to say it's probably going to be a 15-yard sprint. You're beating a train that's going 60 mile an hour, so good luck.
Can I jump on the horse and try and ride it? Would that be a feasible option to get away?
Absolutely, sounds fantastic. Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. So, what would you like for that? Would you like? That was probably the only one of us is not in peril.
Maybe you could like jump on top of the horse like a standing motion and leapfrog onto the top of the train in one go, because that may be easy to do.
And then pull an Indiana Jones.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Then you'd be like the hero of all time.
I could just lie on the tracks flat, really, really low underneath.
If you want to try
the horse lying down next to you.
Yeah, I'm going to try and slap the horse on the rear end and leap onto it and ride off the bridge, heading the same direction as the train, and then get away from it off the tracks on the other side.
All right. Let's revisit animal handling, shall we?
Yeah.
And,
animal handling or ride?
Well, animal handling because it's pissed off and it tried to.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Let's read this. So don't you fucking dare. You bastard in dice.
All right.
Can I try and push it, please?
You can, absolutely, yeah, sure.
Right.
How are you doing it? How are you pushing it differently? What are you doing different?
How am I pushing it? Oh, right, okay. So
desperately
slapping it on the rear end, it's decided to try and butt me off the bridge. And I am going to what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and grab hold of its bridle. Or even grab hold of the bit through its teeth, and using that, fling myself up and sort of leap sideways over onto its neck, and then just turn its head around and charge off down the tracks.
Sounds fancy. Sounds fancy, yeah.
Surely, by the law of averages, for God's sake,
that's got to work.
Die in an explosion of horse meat.
14, yes.
14. Okay, you jump onto the back of this animal. It is pissed. It is angry. It doesn't know what's going on. It's startled. It had a nice morning, and now look at it. And this train is barreling down towards this train. Fielding, you're feeling good. You're feeling happy. You're on top of this lovely mount, and you can give me a ride roll to try and control it and get it off the actual bridge.
Right. That's my ride. What's my ride? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yes, that's a successful ride roll.
Excellent. Do you want to describe how you ride it to freedom?
Okay, yes. So I'm on its back. I'm kind of half on and half off it. But I've got hold of the reins and I dig my spurs into it, manage to kind of struggle back onto it and onto the saddle as I whip its reins and dig my spurs in and ride it. And I'm going to try and overrun one of the guys that's been shooting at me as I go across the bridge as well. As soon as I get to the other side of the bridge, I'll sort of wheel it round into the bushes where I think this guy is, and just kind of charge off the side of the tracks just as the train whistles past the side of me.
Sounds fantastic. Okay, can
what are the brakes on this damn thing?
Scrimshaw, Bacchus, and Cecil, you can all make shots at this guy to keep his head down, because he's gonna he's gonna shoot poor old Graves as he tries to get off the bridge first. So you can try and keep his head down. Just give us some shooting rolls to see if you can hit him.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, if I've got to a gun and can do that.
I'm sure, Cecil, you managed to get to the back of the wagon, so you can get your choice of weapons, either Fielding's or your own.
I rolled an extreme with me right.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Oh, right. Do you want to describe it? Well, I'm guessing you can.
I've been watching, there's this commotion going on at the corner of my eye with something to do with horses and trains, but no, that's not bothering me because I'm sharp-eyed on this guy who I shot before and clearly didn't go down. and I'm not happy about people shooting at me because it very rarely happens. And so I need to make sure he doesn't do it again. So I take a bead on him and I just wait until he just moves his head a little bit out, and then bang. And that means I do him 14 points of damage. Bang.
His head explodes like a grapefruit as he sort of peers out over one of the rocks, and he just slumps down as he tries to shoot Fielding. Fielding, you see him just erupts beside you as you sort of ride on past. Cecil and Rev, do you want to make some shots against the other guy?
Yeah, I got an ordinary success with the rifle.
Oh, sounds good. Just give me the damage roll, yeah.
It's 2d6 plus 4, isn't it?
Yeah, standard, yeah. Bacchus, you don't have a weapon, do you? Bacchus, you give me a lesson roll instead.
I shot, but it didn't go anywhere.
All right, fair enough. Scrimshaw and Bacchus can make you another lesson roll as the train goes past. You can listen to the crew, see what they're saying.
That is a 9 under 60.
Oh, wow. Scrimshaw?
Yeah, you beat me.
Okay.
No, I failed.
Right, Bacchus, you just hear, more bandits? Jesus, they're going to stop the train faster. Put more coal in. Faster.
More coal.
My shot did 15 damage.
Yeah, do you want to describe how you killed the other guy?
Yeah. Well, I think that as the train is going past, it just shakes the ground a little bit, and the rock he's hiding behind moves slightly, and just at that stage, Cecil's been just firing wildly, and one of the bullets just goes straight through the guy's neck.
Nice. Okay. He just looks startled and then sort of doesn't know he's dead yet as he sort of reaches up to his neck and just comes away with blood in his hand and then just slumps to the ground dead. Yeah, Fielding, you seem to be ready to shoot these guys and go out with a blazing glory, but they just erupt beside you like you're some sort of parade for you, like just streamers going around as you sort of barrel off the end of the actual bridge, and the train comes after you. Give me one more ride roll to get out of the way of the train as you sort of get to the edge of the bridge.
Just one more roll.
It's what the chat wants. And what the chat wants, it gets.
If I make this, I'm going to rear it up and hold my cowboy hat in the air like a lone fucking ranger. Yeah!
You see this train come straight across this bridge, and it's vibrating and shaking rapidly and dangerously as it sort of hits the bridge, and then it hits a sun kink on the actual track, and you see it just snake slightly, and the whole bridge goes whoop whoop, and then starts to fall straight into the river. The whole train and the whole bridge collapse in a torrent into the actual river below. You just hear
I told you that bridge couldn't take it.
You hear the crew scream and all the cattle start to bay and panic in the actual holding carts as everything just plummets into the water.
Cecil, you gotta rescue yourself a steak. That's how you're getting your dinner tonight. The Lord has spoken.
I don't think that's a steak, Reverend. I think that's mincemeat now.
I'm sure you can do something with that. It might just be, I'm hungry. We done now? Our Father who art in heaven starts like half-acidly doing last rites over the crew of the train in the river below. Like, hallowed be thy whatever. Go to Jesus.
Well, Cecil's going to just stand up and wave his arms and just say, look, everyone, we've got to help these people. We've got to help them.
We've got to help them, or we've got to gather the bodies because they'll all need burying.
They've all got families.
Not the ones who aren't dead yet.
No, but them as well. But but dead or alive, we want them. It's all I'm saying.
I heard you say the bobbies, and I thought you were referring to all the highwaymen as bobbies because one of them was named Bob. It's like, oh, is that what their gang is now?
Okay.
So
All right.
I'm gonna get off the horse and stand beside it on the other side of the river to everyone else. Just kind of Cecil Hogg, you better not be damaging my rifle now.
This is a good rifle, mister.
I know it is. It's my rifle. You look after it. I'll work out how the hell I can come and get it back.
Sounds good. All right. I think we're going to be taking a 10-minute break before we continue on. And then we'll see what you do with the river and the train. Well, I guess you've got to find the body again. That was part of your deal, right? To bury the body. So, yeah.
Bodies, bobbies, all the same thing.
Sure.
Playing musical
Because
screens
motion
here.
sick.
It's like that game where you've got to make the picture out of moving tiles left and right.
Well, that's giving me flashbacks to car trips.
Why is this thing almost still? All right. Nope. There you go. All right. Is everyone okay? Everyone back?
Yep.
Sounds good. So we left off with the train crashing into the river, taking the bridge with it. Screaming hordes of cattle catched in their cages of doom, I guess, are rolling into the surging water, and the screaming train crew are going with them. You see them sort of bobbing along in the water, sort of trying to clutch to the train as the whole engine and its carts go tumbling in. Fielding, you are left looking at your three compatriots on the other side of the river. You're slightly cut off here, but you do have a lovely horse if you want to name it, and two dead associates as well.
Yeah, I'm calling my horse Barbara.
Barbara sounds good. Yep. Barbara and you might get along one day, but just now she's quite tenacious. And what would you like to do? Would you like to try and save any of these fine gentlemen?
How deep is it down into the?
It's probably about a 20-30 feet drop, but there is like sloping bankings when it comes off of the higher bridge sort of area. So when you just move along, it comes into a more sloping, because the river is quite high because of the high torrent rainfall and the large catchment area of the Rio Grande. It is starting to breach its banks. So it's quite a sort of raging torrent right now, big river. So it's up to you if you want to try and grab these two. You can definitely see two at least bobbing around down there.
I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find a tree to tie Barbara to, and then I'm going to figure out how to get across to the other side to get my rifle back.
Sounds good. You 2 seconds, sorry. Had music from somewhere. You can. There's no trees, but there's small shrubs and bushes that you could probably at least knot the sort of horse's reins to and sort of tie her up. But yeah, sure, you can definitely do that. If you want to try and swim across the river, go for it. I'm fine with that.
I don't really want to try and swim across the raging torrent. So I can scramble down the side relatively easily to the
definitely, yeah.
Looking up and down the river, does it look like there's anywhere that might be a little bit easier to get across?
Yeah, there's further down the river. There's sort of bottlenecks slightly, so you could probably get a shorter distance. It might be a little bit shallower there too. It's more rapids down that area as well. If you want to head down there, that's good.
Where I'll go then. Yeah, I have no intention of getting my nice clothes wet in swimming across the river.
Well, that's fantastic. So over the other side there, Cecil, Scrimshaw, and Bacchus, you all see Fielding take his time, make sure he's clean, get down to the side of the river and start to edge around it and sort of moving around the rocks and being a little bit fastidious about his journey down the river. What are you three wanting to do?
Oh, Cecil has no concerns about either cleanliness, obviously, or self-preservation. He's just immediately taking the nearest way down towards the river, whether that's down the path or just scrambling down the bank, but just getting down to the water to see if he can help anyone.
Excellent. Okay, yeah. You move down to the river edge, and you can definitely see one of the guys holding onto the sort of engine of the actual the freight train, and he's sort of desperately trying to hold on as he sort of goes on.
Come here, mister. Come here. I'm here to help. I've got a stick.
He just looks at you and goes, I need help. Get a rope. Jesus Christ.
Take my stick, mister. Take my stick.
He's okay. He's going to try and reach for your stick. He sort of lets go of the engine and flops into the water and tries to grab onto your stick. Give me a luck roll to see how that goes for him.
Probably not very well.
I'm rolling a D100 instead of a D6. 31. That's a success.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so he has in reach of this stick, and he sort of like just fingers like just gets hold of the end of it, and he sort of grasps on. Give me a strength check to not to be pulled into the river as he sort of drags along.
Come on, mister. Pull.
I can't get out.
I rolled a 00.
Oh,
You push him down.
Cecil,
Your stick collapses.
Dive in.
Cecil, you become one with the river as you're pulled headfirst into the torrent, churning black water, sort of like very brownish with all the mud and silt and sand, and you go under. Give me a sand roll as you think you're going to drown.
Oh God, I haven't been this clean in years. That is a 93 on my sand roll.
Okay, give me a D4. So you sort of like get tangled in ropes and all sorts of things down here in the riverbed as you roll along with the current.
That's 4.
Nice, lovely.
Question. Am I downstream from him? So if he's getting swept along with the current, is he getting swept towards me?
Yeah, I'm going to say he's probably getting swept towards you as well. You could probably see this going on. Scrimshaw, you see your dog's body go into the river. That's probably going to cost you a little bit. Hiring a new one.
I was going to say I am kind of following him down, as I said I would go and help try and help, as it were. But I'll make a sand roll.
Sure.
And pass that.
Oh, okay. Fair. You don't want two attached to Cecil then.
You're just happy he's taking a bath.
If you're just going in behind him, give me a dex roll, see if you can grab the back of his shirt as he sort of takes a bath.
I do manage to make a dex roll to grab him, and I'm not strong enough, but in my mind I'm lifting him up like that, looking him in the face. What are you doing now? But I'm just dragging him onto the shore if I can.
All right, you're holding on to him. He's holding on to this poor crew member. So I'm going to ask for a strength roll.
Can I help out with that?
I was going to ask for disadvantage, but you can give me you can definitely give me a dex roll to see if you can grab and help, and then I'll give Scrimshaw advantage on the strength roll.
Okay, dex is pretty good. That is a success. 26.
Excellent. Scrimshaw, a lovely woman comes up behind you, and she grabs onto this like rusty, crusty old shirt, and you sort of grab it and pull it for all it's worth. Scrimshaw, can I get them rolls, please?
Okay. Okay, I got a 90, but with the bonus, I get a 70, which is still a fail if it's a strength roll.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Crusty bit of material is going to come off in your hand or something.
Cecil, you've been disrobed as you go into the water, and Scrimshaw, you're left with a very new
shirt.
It was your only shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Scrimshaw, you're left with a shirt which is clean on the front, but really horrible and rusty and dirty on the back.
Throw that to the ground. Don't really need that anymore.
Throw it back in the river.
Okay, so their first plan of action, Scrimshaw failed. Cecil is now kind of floating down the river. It's plan B time. Back is
swim, Cecil, swim.
Are we anywhere near the bridge? Like, how close are we to the bridge? And is he floating towards it or away from it?
Oh, the bridge is down into the water now with you. It's part of the river. It's getting dragged along in pieces, and the sort of freight train's going down as well because of the river sort of lifting it up.
It's the entire bridge. There's no parts of it left, like to lean over.
If you want to go into the structure, you definitely can. There's like a trestle, or basically just like large triangle shapes that you can crawl out onto. If you want to give me a dex roll to get on them.
Play into my strengths. Yep.
Sounds good.
750.
All right, you go into a balancing act, Bacchus. So what would you like to do when you're on the trestle bridge?
So I wanted to see if there was any bit of the rope left that we hung the guy from, because we hung him from the frame, not the bridge itself. And if I could use that to try and dangle it down for Cecil to grab a hold of, even if he's going to be grabbing a hold of a corpse at the same time.
Okay. Well, it looks like the body has gone, but the rope
Okay, but the rope is still there.
Yeah, the rope. Most of the ropes there. It's basically it looks like Cecil's knot's just terrible, and it's just come out as it's just hanging there limply, and it's like it's a sad state of affair, and you just think, oh Jesus, this is not a good morning at all.
He has that problem a lot. So,
what do I do with this rope?
So I want to try and quickly tie it on to the end to give it like some support, so Cecil could try and grab onto it, and then I can with my bulk and strength try and pull him up using the rope, because it might be easier than pulling him up by his hand.
Sounds great. Yeah, you just throw the rope in. It's like it's going down the river anyway, so it'll probably reach him going down. Cecil, can you give me a spot hidden to grab the right rope?
Okay.
Between a rope and a hard place.
That's another 93.
Excellent. Okay.
Grab the wrong rope.
Three rolls in a row over 90.
Are you using roll 20?
No, I'm using a rollthedice.online, which
gives it more credence.
Me.
You sort of reach for rope as you sort of gulp in the dirty water and go under. Feeling around down there, you find a sort of a rope, and it's tangling up into your sort of your legs and your arms, and you're pretty sure you've got hold of it now. Scrimshaw, you see, would you like to add anything to this as you see Bacchus make our sort of good faith effort?
Well, we came down here to save everyone else, but obviously we're just saving ourselves now. So I'll make a last-ditch attempt to lean out into the water. Maybe get a foot or 2 foot into the water. My feet, just on the off the bank, and lurch forward and try and grab Cecil one last time before he's floating away down.
All right,
I'll try and grab him.
The Reverend is singing, "Let the lower lights be burning."
I don't understand how you don't have a penalty dice on everything you do.
What was that?
It's so tolerant. It's just an act at this point.
I'm pulling on my Baptist upbringing, but adding booze.
All right, Scrimshaw, you can give me a spot hidden to see if you can find Cecil to grab him onto him in the sort of dirty, filthy water.
Oh, 02. I know exactly where you are.
You know exactly where he is.
Stage 1 accomplished now.
You've looked for the muddiest bit of water, have you?
Swirling
fish floating to the surface of the water.
All right, so all this. You can give me another strength roll to try and call this wet dog out of the water.
Meanwhile, I've spotted all this going on. I'm standing on the other side of the bank, just watching it.
It's just absolute nightmare to use fielding. Fielding, you give me a spot hidden as well. Scrimshaw, did you pass that or fail it?
Well, yeah, the spell I cast before the game to suck all the magic out of Scott's dice into mine worked because I made a strength roll.
Fantastic. Okay, so you have a choice. Some man's trying to drown you, you think, or grab you, you're not sure, or you have a rope. It's up to Cecil to make the decision what he wants to do here.
It's that bloody horse. It's followed me into the water. It's still trying to kill me.
All right, so you go for the rope then? Are you trying to get rid of Scrimshaw here? Is that your choice? Cecil?
I'm just going to grab for whatever I can. I can't see what's going on. If there's someone trying to grab me, I'm grabbing for it.
Okay, sounds good. You grab for Scrimshaw, and he hauls you out and he drags you back onto the side of the banks, and it looks like you're wrapped in the intestines of one of the cows, and it seems to be a bit like wrapped around your legs as you sort of pull it out. Looking back, you see a cow sort of dangling off the end of it, still alive. It's trying to right itself, but failing, and just gets washed down the river, never to be seen again.
Are you washed in the blood of the lamb or the cow? Are you garment spotless? No, you're not wearing anything.
Thank you so much, Mr. Scrimshaw. Oh, thank you. I was going to make some tripe for dinner. Do you want some? He says, holding up the intestines.
Cecil, what have you got yourself into now? Just look at yourself and think about the choices you've made in your life to be stood here now, holding the intestines of a cow on the banks of a river, half naked. Ask yourself, how did I get here? There's a lesson to be learned here, Cecil.
The same way as I always get here, mister.
Fame and fortune, huh?
Bad decisions and good intentions.
It's always good. All right, Fielding, you feel pity, sorrow, and grief all in one as you watch this crazy act fall out.
Grief! That's a sorrowful and pitiable sight. Did you say you want me to make a spot hidden?
Please, yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Like that. Where's my rifle?
Oh, that's a good point. Cecil, did you drop his rifle?
Do you want me to make a luck roll for that?
Yeah, get that. Why not?
You should know better than to ask if you need to make a luck roll, Scott. Just say that you have it. It's there.
Oh, now I roll well. That's an 11. So yes, I still have your fucking rifle. That's why I was drowning. I was tangled up in the strap of the rifle.
That's good. I might not shoot you then.
All right, Fielding. Did you pass your spot hidden?
No, I did not pass.
Fantastic. Okay. You see the sort of the whole train sort of rolling towards this sort of narrower point on the river where it makes a sort of bit of a bend round an oxbow, and it seems to catch on both sides and strain. You see the sort of linchpins sort of bow as it sort of like just gets stuck up in there, and you see that it makes a sort of like a makeshift sort of bridge across if you want to try to
absolutely
get across there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay.
So I shall head down to where it's wedged in the slightly narrower gap and clamber onto it and climb across.
Okay, you climb on top of this and you sort of try and make your way along. Try not to put your foot through the sort of slats on the cages of the cattle, which are slowly drowning beneath you, screaming as they sort of fear for their lives. You walk along, you're fine, and you get to the sort of the actual engine compartment just past the what they called whatever the thing that holds the coal. I can't remember what it's called. Doesn't matter.
I know the video anyway.
Okay. Ignore the cat. You get there and you see a guy just clutching onto the side of this sort of freight train engine, and he's just going, "Get me off! Get me out of here! Get me out of here!"
Damn it! Give me a hand. Just kind of lean over and reach down for him, grab him by the arm.
Okay. He won't let go. He refuses to let go.
Listen, if y'all don't let go, I ain't gonna be able to get you out of here. So you got a choice to make. You either grab my arm or you hold on to the train, and I'll see you on the other side.
Give me a persuade roll for that.
I don't care really.
You don't care. You leave there if you want.
I'll make a persuade roll with.
Okay.
That's a 20. What have I got for my persuade? A 10. No, I fail.
Okay. He just goes, I'll stay here. I've got to stay here. The engine, it's going to blow.
Oh, well, you want me to put you out of your misery? I'll take my gun and point him at him.
You mental!
Or do you want to grab my arm and I'll get you out of here?
Okay, that's a probably good sort of indication. He grabs onto your arm with a vice-like grip, and he just almost drags you to the floor. He won't let go of you now.
You gotta let me help you. I'll try and sort of rope him up. Right. I'm not dying with you. I will shoot you in the head. I will shoot you in the head if you do not let me pull you off of this thing.
Okay. Yeah. He sort of like he gives you a sort of like a slow nod of the head and says, "Right, let's go then. Let's go.
I kind of haul him up and say,
Okay.
"Come on now, mind your footing.
Okay.
You don't want to fall in with all drown with the cows."
You hear the sort of the engine start to whistle as you sort of leave the sort of compartment as the sort of sitting out of the water proud, and all the water in the tank is drained away from the actual fire, and it looks like the steam is building up.
I'll try and get away from here fairly quickly then.
Give me a dex roll with 2 disadvantages for the guy trying to drag you to the ground.
Graeme is actively trying to kill us now.
I'm not.
Dex roll with 2 disadvantages.
Like, fuck, you're not.
Right. So that is either a 09, a 79, or an 89, which is a fail. So I could. Can I push that?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Sure, absolutely. Go for it.
2 more disadvantages.
Yeah, sure. Unless you want to shoot him.
No, I've come this far with the bastard. I'm just going to grab hold of him and sling him over my shoulder.
Okay. Well, you want to give me a strength roll instead to pick him up?
Yeah, absolutely. Just a normal strength.
Yeah, that's fine.
Disadvantages?
Yeah, no. You can just pick him up.
All right. Do you know what? I'm probably better off with dex roll with 2 disadvantages than a strength roll. Yes, 04.
All right, okay. You pick him up like a babe, and he just whispers to you, "My name's Jared." As you sort of
I don't care.
Thank you, mister, for saving me. It's so kind.
Picked him up like a babe named Jared.
You sort of make your way to the other side of the actual river.
Okay.
And you give me a listen roll, please.
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Graves.
30. That's a success.
Okay. You feel that this sort of like hum in the air. It's almost sets your teeth on edge as you sort of look around, and you feel like your skin is goose bumping as you get to the other side of the river. It feels almost uncanny or almost irritating to listen to, but there's something you can hear in the sort of just in the air, just as the wind changes, that sort of catches you the wrong way.
I'm going to kind of assume that is what the sound of a train engine that's about to explode makes. And I'm saying, well, I don't know about you, Jerry, but I'm getting the hell out of here. And just get back up.
He keeps on thanking you. It's all the way. So I'm going to name my next child after you. What's your name?
Jim. I don't know.
Jim Belina. It'll be lovely.
Yeah, if it's a boy, you can call him Jim.
All right, back to Cecil, Bacchus, and Scrimshaw. Bacchus, what are you doing as you sort of like see Cecil dragged to safety by his boss and given a good talking down to?
I've done the Lord's work. All good. Okay, back onto dry land and wet whiskey.
Okay, so good.
So just get back onto the bank and take another swig from my flask. There's my Bible. My Bible here. Did I drop it? I might have dropped it on the bridge. Oh, Pappy's gonna be so mad at me. And the Holy Father too. I see. So glad you got out of the river. You've been washed clean in the water of the Lord and the blood of the cows. Hallelujah.
Excellent. Okay, so Cecil, you've had a talking to. You've had Lord prayed for you as well. Yes. How do you feel?
I'm a bit punch drunk, but
Okay, sounds good.
but yeah, I mean, Cecil's just sitting on the bank of the river, just getting his breath back. He doesn't want to lose this length of intestine because this will feed him for a few days. So he's got it wrapped around himself like a feather
Like
boa
sausages. Excellent. Okay. You all sort of take a sort of breath as a breath of the situation as you sort of look down the river. You see Fieldings come across on the balancing act of the train, and he seems to be carrying a survivor graciously with him up the river. Between the pair of you, Graves and the three of you, you can all see that there's this sort of graveyard, and Sparkman is still there. He's on his hands and knees, and he's sort of searching in the dirt. He seems to stop for a second or two, and then he goes limp. He just falls over into the dirt. What would you like to do, Scrimshaw?
I head over towards him.
Okay, you find him lying there in a sort of almost like a state of like a fever. He looks clammy to you, and he seems to be shaking violently. And can you give me a first aid roll or something?
Yeah, I make a hard first aid.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah, he seems to be going to some sort of shock, and you sort of you think he's having some sort of almost like an epileptic episode or something like that. He's violently reacting to something, and you see it in his hand that he's got one of these small figurines, the sort of hornet-like entity, carved into the soapstone, and he's broken it in two, and he's just holding it in his hands. Looking around him, you can see that there's several dozen lying around him that have been ground into the dirt.
Okay, I use my full medical knowledge to try and shake him and slap him round the face, because that will bring him round and make him better.
Sure. You gave me a hard first aid roll, so I'm going to say that as part of that. And he sort of, his eyes sort of flitter open, and he just seems to be sort of stuttering and mumbling as he sort of he wakes up, and he seems to say that the cave dweller, he's part of the cave dweller. You have to try this. And he pushes one of the little figurines into your hand. He says, "Break it."
What do you mean the cave dweller? I look at this figurine, and it's like a wasp or something, is it? Or
yeah, it's like it looks like almost like a hornet with a overlarge head, but it's not quite that. It looks like it's either been crudely and badly sort of formed, or it's something a little bit different from that. You can give me a spot hidden as well, if you like.
Yeah, I made that. Yep.
Okay. Looking around the graveyard, you see what looks like a piece of paper with a sort of a string tied around it. In the middle of it is one of these little figurines. Pulling the string free, you find a sort of almost like a note. It says, "The lost in the unforgiving world, born to the sin of poverty, trampled by the law and rights, your discarded, broken things. Let the cave dweller shutter their sun and give you purpose. Feed on the rots of society, and the sluckus will be born in death. A Mecca in this burning sun. Offer up your idol and find salvation."
I will hail the others.
Okay.
To kind of come over this way while I ponder this message and don't understand what it's saying, and look at this thing that and this guy has asked me to break, I think, and I kind of want nothing to do with it, so I do break it, but my intention is to just kind of break it like that and throw it away.
Sounds good. Give me a power roll, please.
I managed to make that as well. Yeah.
Okay, it sounds good. You see almost like a fugue comes over your eyes, and you see like a sort of writhing shape or form, like almost like a grub-like entity, and it's being nursed by all these vermin, as all these sort of polyps on its back, orange, golden, sort of like almost bulbous pustules start to burst and leak over its form. It, yeah, you can give me a SAN roll, please.
I just make past
Excellent.
that. Yeah.
That's a D6 then for you. Okay.
I roll 6.
Excellent. You know the drill. I think that'll be the tails roll, please, for a good old Scrumshaw.
Okay, so I've got a 50-50 chance here. And I succeed in my intelligence roll. So bring it on.
That's brilliant. Okay, so you go into this almost like state of prayer for this thing. You see in your mind's eye something called the Sluckus, and you become almost obsessed with it as you see this form. It's like a clay-like entity which seems to weep and moan as all these sort of pustules rise to its surface. You feel like you need to find this entity. And
I was going to say, do I feel it's kind of in the air below me or something like that, so I could be scrubbing around in the dirt? Or
it's almost like you can hear its hymn in the air. It's like a buzzing that set your teeth on edge, and you think you could find it, and it's like it's a divine entity to you. You think it will give you something to live for. It's now the purpose of your whole being to find it.
I feel I can hear the holy music. I can hear it on the wind. Yeah. And I will, do that for a fair amount of time as I try and locate where I think it's coming from, and start to just walk in the direction of where I think it's coming from, completely disregarding whatever is around me or whatever I'm walking on, I guess.
Sounds good. Okay. So, Cecil, you see your boss sort of just go over to this guy, the Sparksman, and he's lying on the ground. He seems to mess around the dirt somewhat, and then he sort of stands up and just starts walking fast towards Graves. Graves, you see Scrimshaw coming, and he just barges you out of the way, and Jeremy just goes, "Hey, what? Don't let me drop! Don't! Oh, thanks so much."
Shut up.
Okay. Back is. You also see the sort of divine fever in Scrimshaw's eyes. It's a look that you know well when you know someone is possessed by something holier than themselves, almost like a calling. It's something you would say that you used to have, this sort of calling inside. You feel almost jealous of him as he sort of like marches off into the distance.
I'm going to just look at him. And I'm just going to follow him because I've been looking for a sign or something to prove to me that this is not all just bullshit. And he looks like he might have found it. And so I'm going to go see what he's found, if the Lord has shown him something out here. So the Reverend just sort of staggers off, going, "Lead me on, kindly light, that way."
All right. What is Cecil doing as that's happening?
Yeah, running along behind his boss, going, "Mr. Scrimshaw, are you all right, Mr. Scrimshaw? Is everything all right? You don't look all right, Mr. Scrimshaw."
And lo, the voice of the Lord sang with the choir of angels.
Have you been at the Reverend's booze again?
Sounds good. Okay, Graves. These sort of three sort of shuffle past you. It's sort of you and Jeremy are now sort of like just staring off as they sort of march past you. They seem to be going down the riverbed. Scrimshaw in the lead.
What? Where the hell are you going? Oh well, I'm just going to bring this guy up to a kind of a safe position. Watch out for I think the locomotive's about to explode. So, I don't know, crazy. What the hell? And I'll dump this guy down once we're kind of into a sort of a slightly further away up the side of the bank, and we're in kind of a sort of safe position. I'll say okay. So. All right, boy. That's you. You should be safe and sound there. Don't you forget the name of the man that rescued you. Fielding T. Graves, gunslinger and author of horror western fiction.
Thank you, mister. I love you.
I thought you told him your name was Jim.
Many do. Yeah.
Rina never forgets.
Fielding, you watch these three move off just past you. They sort of gaining pace, and now that you're sort of taking in the scene, you see that there seems to be vermin following them in their footsteps. They seem to be gathering behind as they walk along. All sorts of critters and creatures sort of gathering and walking. You look down at your feet and you see a sort of rat just come up your leg and over and just carry on following Cecil, Reverend Bacchus, and Scrimshaw.
What the hell? Hey, whatever your name is, you see that? You see what I seen?
He sort of looks down and goes, "Jesus, what the hell's going on?"
The critters around here sure are friendly, huh? They seem to have taken something of a shine to Mr. Scrimshaw.
He sort of puts his hand back down as he sort of like tries to get up from the sand where you dumped him, and one of the rats bites him and he goes, "Ah, Jesus!" And he sort of kicks it and boots it into the river. Jesus Christ!
God damn!
What the hell's going on?
Well, I don't know. You best get out of it. You get on up into the carriage there. You sit there, sit tight. I'm gonna get my rifle and see where these good folks is headed.
Be safe.
I'm always safe.
Okay, sounds good. you follow.
I'll make it safe for everybody.
You follow the three as they march down the river.
Okay, yeah, so I'll grab my rifle. Hopefully, Cecil's not destroyed it.
Sounds good. Okay, can Scrimshaw, Cecil, and Bacchus give me spot hiddens, please?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
Okay, Cecil's a little bit sort of like looking around, lost as you move down the river. But it looks like
at this stage, Cecil's walking backwards, just watching all the rats.
Yeah, he's. You're wondering what these are about, and you just don't really mention it at all. But Bacchus, you notice on the shoreline something's washed up and caught in some of the undergrowth that hangs over. And Scrimshaw, you see it too, and you react slightly differently. You don't just see the shape; you know this is what you're after. This is the Slocus, and you must taste its divine flesh. I'm afraid.
Sounds wonderful. I will sing. I'm still seeing angels and some the divine body in front of me, and I shall, proclaim that loudly as I, stride forth to, taste of the divine flesh and the heavenly nectar that awaits us all.
Excellent. Okay. Throwing yourself to your knees, you see in front of you the former body of the outlaw Maxwell Posey. The sort of body is bloated and growing. Its flesh is graying and becoming a green hue as it sort of burbles and pushes these pustules full of orange ichor to the surface, and they sort of leak and burst on the skin and flow over it. You dig your hands in like it's wet clay and take handfuls of it up and just start to feast on it. Can Bacchus and Cecil give me actually Fielding's brought it far behind. Can you all give me sand rolls, please?
Yeah.
As speeds down on it.
That's a fail by 1 point.
Okay, excellent.
I've just rolled my second 00 at this game.
Oh my
Excellent.
So that's a max 6 for Cecil, and that's a D6 for Bacchus. What about Graves? How did you get on there?
Let's see. I succeeded. That's a
That is
pass.
eight.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's just
And-
one for you.
I'm too far back. I can't really see what's going on.
Yeah, you can't really see what's going on.
5.
And I mean
Oh,
that also has taken me over into being indefinitely insane.
Oh, okay. Sounds good to me. Does Bacchus get an intelligence check as well?
Yep, I'm rolling it. And that is definitely a pass. on
Okay,
my
excellent. Okay.
Very high intelligence.
Bye. I turn around and start walking the other direction.
Both of you seem very jealous of Scrimshaw as he's tasting this divine flesh, and it's not fair that he should get this and not yourselves. You almost like push him out of the way as you chase forward and throw yourself at this thing, and just pull handfuls of wet clay-like body away from him, and just drink the sort of nectar that drips from it. Both of you,
Mr. Scrimshaw, this is even better than tripe.
And
go on, sir.
the Reverend is muttering, "This is my body, which is broken for you. This, take, eat, and do this," and like muttering the communion litany over and over, like wild-eyed kind of fanatic, as she's doing this.
Excellent. Fielding, you're just witnessing this, and what's going through your head? Just give me spitball it for me.
I'm just flabbergasted. I think it's the only word for it. It's like, what the hell? What are you doing? I'm going to grab whoever's nearest to me and say, "Get the hell off! That's disgusting! What are you doing?"
Okay, yeah, I'll let you choose who's whoever's closest to you. It's almost like a scrum to try and eat this thing.
Let's say, probably. Well, I think I'll probably go for the Reverend, because the Reverend is the sort of figure of authority here, and should know better than to be devouring the bloated corpse of a man that's just been hung and shot in the head and fallen in the river.
That is a fair assumption. That's a fair assumption. Okay, you can give me either some sort of social to snap her out of it.
I'm just going to grab her and physically try and pull her off it. So, what are you doing? You
fair enough.
Crazy.
Can I get a opposed strength roll from both of you then? Okay,
so that's a fail.
That's a fail for me as well.
Okay,
95.
I'm gonna say you grab her, but you don't manage to pull her off. You just struggle with her, and in the distance you just hear this piercing wail that turns into a huge eruption as the engine of the train explodes, and shrapnel and hot coal come raining down on top of you. So give me a group luck roll, please, to see what happens.
Here we go.
This
will be nice knowing you. Nah. I rolled all right, but not good enough.
Okay,
can I? If we are all about to die engulfed in shrapnel and flames, could maybe my last action, as I sense Bacchus kind of tussling with Graves at the side of me, I kind of see Graves at the corner of my eye, and maybe I grab a bunch of this, nectar flesh, and his kind of last moment is me turning to him with it and forcing it into his face, just as it goes off.
In start shock, Graves, you get a mouthful of clay-like nectar, and Scrimshaw sort of like feeds you like the babe you are, and it's the last thing that goes through your mind, apart from the hot metal of the engine, which goes hurling towards you, impaling you, and the hot coal comes raining down. And that'll be the end of the Bonebranch Creek.
He comes. The rapture.
At least you didn't full baby bird him. That could have been worse.
That would have been better. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun.
Oh my god.
That was just insanity.
Train explodes and then you die.
Did we do any of the scenario?
Yeah, you did not too bad at all. It's like usually someone goes in the drink, someone has to jump off the sort of bridge to go in the water and have to get rescued and that. But Cecil performed perfectly there to get into the water. So It was all
Oh,
good. Yeah.
Very
So-
good. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks
that was a
oh,
lot
that's
of
a
fun.
delight.
You.
Mhm.
So,
Thanks, everyone. That was
it's-
great fun. Thank you, Graham. Thank you, everyone else.
Okay,
Thank
so I
you.
think that's it's going to be the end of the stream, guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for everyone for turning up and playing. It's been a blast, and I'll see you guys some other time.